What's up, guys? So it's raining out here in Cali, so I'm kind of getting all my sitting down videos done, or some of the ones I can do today. And this video is episode 4 of how to become a dog trainer, and we're going to talk about the business of dog training. So this is very important, and I wish that someone would have sat me down when I first started dog training, because in the beginning as a dog trainer, at least most of us dog trainers, you start out just because you want to be a dog trainer, right? Like you want to be a dog trainer, so you want to train dogs. It's very easy for us, it's a very like easy thought process. Oh, I'm good at training dogs. Let's start training. You get some dogs in, collect some money, get some clients, and you don't think about the professional aspect of things. Well, before you start accepting money, start getting paid for things, you have to think about the basically the financial aspect of it, the business aspect of it, and the long-term goals, right? Um, such as facilities, vehicles. Once you get into ad spend, all these different things, right? Where does all this come from? How does it affect you in the long run? Taxes, big, big, big thing for me is taxes, right? Because I kind of it got a little wonky there a few years in, but that was totally my fault. Lack of research, lack of understanding of owning and operating a business and everything like that. But you live and you learn, and I wish I had someone to talk to me about it. But that's why I'm here for you guys. So do it once and do it right. It's gonna save you money, save you headaches, and in the beginning it may seem like a big endeavor, a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to um, just like try to comprehend. I've gotten asked this question on the Mike Rillen podcast. If I were to go to school, what would I go for? And I would say, like, oh, would it be like animal behavior and that? I'm like, no, I would go to school for business. I would want to learn as much on the financial aspect of things, the types of businesses, structuring, all that other stuff, right? Those are all things that I would like to learn before or at least while I was starting my business, I would have liked to have learned. So when you first start, I highly, I know this may be like overkill on it, but I highly suggest talking to a CPA or like a corporate attorney, just somebody who understands the legal ramifications and of what doing business actually is, such as what type of business do you file for, sole prop, S corp, C corp, LLC, all those things, right? What fits your goal best? For example, Primal Canine was started as an S corp, one for separation in my personal taxes, and life, everything like that, and the business having its own entity. So if I wanted to do DBAs or separate businesses under the S corp, they can all fall under that tree. And Mike Jones by himself is over here. That way, not one affects the other type of a thing, right? Um, Come to find out later, 9 to 10 years later, at the time that wasn't what I should have filed, but now it works because of all the things we have going on. But highly suggest talk to somebody and try to talk to somebody who has a good track record of understanding of like this business, and really describe to them what you're doing and what you're trying to do, um, and just figure out what's going to be best for you, because it will come back and bite you in the ass later in life. It did with me, like I think with year 3 or year 4, because I didn't do things particularly by the book, right? Bank accounts. So that leads into bank accounts. Make sure you 100% separate your personal expenses from your business expenses. These two, this can get cloudy, especially in dog training, because we use our personal dogs as demo dogs. I've come to find out you can definitely use the food and everything like that to write off, because those are the dogs that we use, right? They're essentially our business cards. You can do that. If you don't have a facility to use, gas, those things, right? That some of that can be written off. But again, consult with a CPA, because they're always figuring out different ways to kind of get more money from us. So separation in both. Make sure you pay yourself through your bank account, or through your business account, and then that way there's no gray area. So when the tax man comes, it's very easy and it's less headache for you to do later. Where you have to separate things through all your bank accounts and write down what's personal, what's business, just separate it right off the bat before things become convoluted a little bit. Again, talk with your CPA. Make sure you have all those things. The other thing that can be, I don't want to say a little damning or it can be enticing, is the aspect of a cash only business. On our side as dog trainers, cash only definitely can be beneficial for us. Um, One, obviously, it's cash, so nothing's getting documented. But you also want to make sure that you are understanding they know that as well. So if you do run into cash, obviously, like for me, cash is great. I'll use it for specific expenses, but I also make sure that goes into the bank account because I want to be as like upfront and clear as day as possible. So it all kind of goes through there. So just be wary of the cash only business because I've heard horror stories of other dog trainers kind of getting screwed on this. And then if it's cash only all the time, then where's your documentation when you go into trying to lease a building, buy a building, purchasing vehicles, leasing vehicles, things that you will eventually be doing in order to get you know, tax write-offs, loans, etc. So cash only in the beginning may seem very appealing, but when it comes to long-term stuff, just be very careful with that. Um, so we talked about how setting up your business, consulting with someone to set up your business, and what I mean by that is how to set it up through the government, with your LLCs, corporations, sole prop type of thing, right? So we have all that. We went through the bank accounts. Make sure you separate both of those so things don't get cloudy. So we have that stuff, right? So that's kind of the bare bones when it comes to going through it. And I do consultations. And if this were me in the beginning, I would have consulted with somebody in order to kind of get me through a lot of the stuff what I did. And this is why we offer the services that we offer now. That way, things are all like people can worry about the actual job at hand versus the back end stuff that can eventually come bite you in the butt. So consult with somebody for sure. If you have any questions, always make sure you consult with somebody because this stuff can be tricky. So once we get all our business stuff, kind of the meat and bones of that put together, you're definitely, as you're doing all those things, you want to set up a website. In the beginning, obviously, cost is key. I always tell people because people ask us to do their websites and everything stuff through our marketing company War Room. I said if you have the time, set up a Squarespace account. They have great templates. If you need spend money, go spend money on a media team. We do that a lot through War Room. We go out, we take pictures, videos. That way they can use it on their social media. They can put it on their websites, and therefore you have great visuals on your website. And Squarespace is super easy. I'm not sponsored by them. I use I use them for some of my websites. They're great, and it's a very easy to use tool. But again, you can always get people to do this stuff for you if you have the budget for it. But you definitely want to make sure that you're budgeting properly. Social media platforms. This is a huge thing because this is just going to define the type of traffic that you bring in, right? So I'll do this in the next episode, probably episode 5 or 6, depending on what I get done with. Social media platforms for your business. Set them up on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I don't personally use TikTok because I don't got the time for it, nor do I see the benefit from our company. But a lot of trainers nowadays are seeing great success in it. But I'm pretty much good with these. So those are the 4 main ones I've done or got into. Um, YouTube is great, particularly because it coincides with Google, because Google owns YouTube. So it all works kind of good together. Instagram is good, Facebook as well, and then TikTok. If you're into TikTok, go for it. But make sure you keep it business orientated. Again, we'll get into this on the next episode. Um, Ads. We are back in an age where ad spend is something again. For a while there in dog training, word of mouth was huge. Um, and that was kind of like the way the guerrilla marketing aspect of it, flyers, being out and about. That was kind of the marketing what it was when I first started it. with the influence of social media and being essentially like omnipresent, like all the time, everywhere, uh, and being in front of people. Most people are on their phones, right? You're probably watching this on your phone or on your computer. Ad spend will get you in front of people who are looking for the services that you provide. So make sure you budget in your ad spends because it is, it is very important to get in there. If you have to pick one platform, my advice is Google because not everybody is heavily on social media because a lot of the social media stuff can be a little wonky from time to time. Google is probably where you want to be at. If you have a Yelp account, Yelp is good as well, but Google, in my opinion, is the best way to start. Um, but yeah, guys. So the business of dog training, and I'll go into I'm gonna go into like how to kind of manage all these things. Is very important. Once we have all these things set up too, because then you got to talk about this. All this part is the frontal things. This is the non day to day stuff, right? Besides the bank account, checking everything payroll wise and lease wise and everything like that. Make sure all that's good. But the actual business element of it is, your scheduling, dealing with client relations, you know, making sure that once your foundation is good, the business part of it is, your day to day work, how you're following up with your clients, how you're managing your schedule. So once you take care of the meat and bones of the stuff, going into the business aspect of it should be your secondary aspect of it, which is like, making sure your clients are happy and your schedule's good is as professional as possible. But it starts here with the basics in the business, right? So the business basics, such as what we just went over. Um, the business side of it, obviously, customer relations, everything's always professional. Scheduling's good. Being involved in your community is huge. We do that a lot with Primal Canine. Every community we go into, and I don't mean like like for example, when we were in San Jose, we were involved in a lot of San Jose like festivities or council meetings, or we were involved in the general area, saying hi to our neighbors, involving our neighbors into our events, trying to promote the local economy. Same thing when we went to Morgan Hill. Same thing we do when we're in Gilroy. We promote the local economy. We basically shop within the local economy. We go to all the little festivals they have, everything and anything. We try to be engaged in our community as much as we possibly can because it's that's part of the business as well. You're out and about, you're communicating, you're networking, and these are all the different elements that come into running a successful company. Is it's not really it's a main part of becoming successful, right? Because you have to make sure your foundation is good, you're legally good, and then your relations are great, and you're involved in your community because this is all ties together. So the business in dog training can be a little more daunting than the actual dog training. So yeah, guys, that's just kind of my take on some of the business things. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Any questions, please feel free to shoot us a comment in our comment section. If you're interested in consulting for your business, we do offer those services. You can go to primalcanine.com, submit a little inquiry through the contact portal on the website. And yeah, guys, hope your day is going good, and hopefully this was useful. More to come.